100 people are gathered in a backyard. Some are sitting on picnic blankets, others are milling about, all basking in the afternoon sun. Their eyes are on the stage, which is really just a clearing beneath a big tree, and behind the stage, there's a branch from which hangs a banner with the name of the show. And in front of the banner, on stage, a musician plays songs from the heart, singing into a microphone set in a mic stand that's really just a lampshade stand with some duct tape. Maybe it doesn't sound like much, but this is the headlining act of a variety arts show, a show featuring all kinds of performers, totally free, fully open to the public, a public arts show. Of the people, by the people, for the people. Maybe it still doesn't sound like much, but what it is might just have the power to change the world. The more art in our lives, the more collective art that we all take part in, the better. Not just for us individually, not just for our performance in school or in business, but the better for us as a neighborhood, as a city, a state, a country, a world. Public art projects around the globe have demonstrated real value. A mural on the side of a building can stimulate thinking. A sculpture in a town square can spark innovation. Just going to see live theater or music can help combat social anxiety and isolation, and all of these things can help create a sense of place, belonging, and identity, and they can increase civic engagement. Plus, art can boost the economy. In fact, in 1 year in San Diego, creative industries had more than a $10 billion impact, according to a report by the San Diego Regional Policy and Innovation Center. $10 billion. There's a reason groups like Bloomberg Philanthropies are inviting mayors of US cities to apply for up to $1 million in funding each for public art projects. But how do these projects start in San Diego? How can they start in your city? Well, they can start anywhere, because they can be just about anything, and they can start with you. The backyard show I began telling you about started in my backyard in 2019. I had some friends who were budding musicians, comedians, magicians, and bada bing, bada boom, ta-da! We had enough people to put on a little recital. It was totally free, it was fully open to the public, and about a handful of my closest friends came. Word spread. We had a second and then a third. We started doing one a month. Friends invited friends. My backyard got crowded. Now we've put on 50 shows, featured over 300 local artists, and entertained over 3,000 San Diegans. For free. Over the last 5 years. In 2021 and 2022, a San Diego magazine announced that we'd been voted a finalist in Best Neighborhood Event and also Best Place to See Live Music Outside in San Diego. Yeah. In that second category with us, a humble backyard show, was the Rady Shell. You know the Rady Shell, just a little venue that cost $85 million to build and can hold 10,000 people. Now, I say this not to make you think I'm the world's greatest showman, but to emphasize a few points. First, being a finalist in these categories, more than anything, speaks to how much the public values art, specifically access to art. Because the people had spoken when they voted, and what they said with their vote was, we love public art, and also that it doesn't have to cost $85 million to be valuable. In fact, when art is offered generously to the public, when there's no financial barrier to entry, then truly everyone can come together and enjoy all the value that art has to offer. And that's invaluable. Second, if a ramshackle backyard show using a lampshade stand and some duct tape for a mic stand can be valuable, then clearly it doesn't take much to start making an impact. You don't need the right equipment or a big budget or thousands of people. I mean, public art can look like impressive installations and sculptures or well-produced shows in big city parks. But whether it's a stationary display or something live and dynamic, there's room for it to be low budget and inclusive of all levels. And that means that anyone, and I mean anyone, can start a public art project. And this is the moment where I say that I am an active duty lieutenant in the Navy. Thanks. A helicopter pilot, in fact, indeed. I've been a naval officer for 9 years, and since moving to San Diego, I have deployed to the Persian Gulf and the South China Sea. And I say this to emphasize the fact that I might not be the first person you'd expect to be running a public arts show out of my backyard. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a professional artist to share your art, and you don't have to be an artist at all to cultivate creative spaces. Now, you might play guitar or like to paint or sing in the shower. You might write the occasional short story or a poem in the margins. You're a juggler or a photographer, a doodler or a dancer, or maybe you are a Navy helicopter pilot and just a lover of the arts. No matter who you are, you can make an impact as an artist or as just a supportive art lover in the neighborhood. So if you want to be a part of a public arts project, do it. There's nothing stopping you. My final point is that this show just quickly became so much bigger than me. The success of this show was entirely because of the people who got involved, from the artists and the audience to my very tolerant roommates. I couldn't have done this alone, and I did start the show with a friend, but it's no surprise that to succeed, public art needs the public. Luckily, the public is ready for this. They want this. They are eager to attend, to participate and help, to perform and to create. If you build it, they will come. And frankly, even if you just begin to build it, they will come and help build it with you. And when people come together to build something like a public arts show, they can't help but build something else too: community. And once the creative juices start flowing, that community becomes quite unstoppable. And that community is there for you too. When I first moved to San Diego for work, I knew almost no one. And now, thanks in large part to this show, San Diego is home. So, even if you have not felt particularly creative, I encourage you to get out there and just look for places around town where art is happening. Find a free concert, take an art class, go to an arts show, just go out dancing. There's a community ready to welcome you. And in fact, we need you. Thank you.